everyone. We are the 50s Chicks, and we are here to do another podcast. I am Patricia.
Annalie.
And today we are going to be talking about the 7 most common complaints that men make about women in
Dating.
Is it online dating or just dating? Online dating.
Yeah, I mean, mostly online dating.
Yes.
Dating in general. I think it applies to any kind of dating.
Yes, and it's the most common ones that we hear.
Yeah.
But before that, of course, we're going to talk about keeping ourselves, taken care of and self-care first.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that we are out there in those streets, being good to ourselves and doing the things that help us on that journey so that we can make the best decisions. Because this dating, online dating, whatever dating, is not for the what?
Weak of heart?
Faint of heart?
Faint of heart.
Faint of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just make sure that you're doing those things to help you along and keeping your mind right.
Yep.
And having said that, I guess we will get to
the 7 most
common complaints.
In no particular
order. Okay,
starting with
number 1. Apparently, unrealistic expectations. Are they saying that we have unrealistic expectations?
That's crazy. I think we have lowered expectations.
That's crazy.
Lowered expectations.
I know my expectations have lowered since I began. But they're talking about, that we expect things that we don't possess ourselves. Like, I don't know. I think they're maybe trying to be slick and say, like, if we're looking for someone fit and we're not fit, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I guess that would be unrealistic to them. But, and I'm
don't
sure
feel
there's
like
some
I
people
have that expectation. Or maybe I started having a certain expectation.
Well, yeah, and then it whittled down. It definitely whittles down when you get your mind right.
Yes.
And
I think if you're brand new, then you might be in that. But at our age, we get brought down to reality pretty quick.
You get knocked to your knees
pretty quick.
So, but I think overall, there's probably some of that unrealistic expectations because, everybody have their list of things. Mm-hmm. And like we did that one video where we were like, you need to look at your list and see, do you fit those things? And,
And also, I think a lot of us are coming out of relationships that failed, and we're like, well, and
I'm not going to do this.
This one is going to
do that.
This one's going to be fire.
Right.
It's going to be this. So, yes, I can see why.
Okay.
It could happen.
Yeah, so, and we need to start looking at that. I mean, as a whole, for sure. Okay, so number 2 would be excessive picky behavior. Like, again, we were just talking about the list, like having a list of 50 things, like, and one of the things they talked about, like height. They really don't like when we specify a height. That really sticks in their craw.
Only if they're short.
Right. But now there are some women that will only date 6 foot and above. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, unless you're 6 foot, I don't see the rationale in that. But I mean, everybody have their own thing because you're really setting yourself, what you're doing is you're, closing the gap. You already have a small pool of people. And then if you now out of this small pool, only 6 feet or above, then you're just making it more difficult for yourself.
I'm going to say it is like dating someone shorter than me would definitely be a problem for me.
Oh,
I cannot do that.
Yes.
Some women, I have no problem with it, but for myself, no.
And they talked about appearance overall, like us wanting a certain look you know, and there are some women that do. But I think moreover for our age group, we understand and appreciate that our bodies change as we get older, and that we're not going to be looking at the young guy, you know, the young looking fit guys.
Yeah,
you know, they're going to come few and far between.
Yeah.
So I don't think it is so much for our age group that is a thing. I mean, they're like, you know, weight. I'm sure weight is still a thing with us as far as to preferring someone. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And if we're reasonably fit, we might not want to go with, you know, my 600-pound life person.
But I also think that there's some of us that are not reasonably fit and still, you know, there is. We got to call it what it is.
Yeah.
So, and the men don't like that. And the height for sure. And I know even I still have a height, but my height has gone down. It used to be 5'9" to 5'11". Well, obviously I would go over, but that was the sweet spot for me. However, I think I've gone down to 5'8", and I even met a guy that was 5'7". So you just got to adjust those things, you know. And we don't have to adjust it just because they complain about it. But how I look at it is, you know, you're making it harder for yourself. My thing is that you just make it harder for yourself. You what do you call it? That pool, like I said, is already, you make it more shallow.
Yes.
And so that makes it harder for yourself.
And it is important to think about the really important stuff, like finding someone who's not crazy, who, you know, a nice person. Like, that's much more important than all of these other
integrity.
Yes.
Character.
Values.
Yes. You know, values aligning.
Yes.
Those are way more important than the physical.
Yes.
You know, way more. I think you can kind of adjust the physical.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so they complain they feel that we are only looking for the physical. Okay, and number 3.
Yep.
The overemphasis on past baggage. You know, and they say that, you know, that's what the OMS say. Yeah. Well, yeah, we go for the young girls because the older women can't bring in the baggage, which everybody has baggage. Yeah. And we're not denying that. Yes, everyone has baggage. We've lived a life. We have experiences that we have had, and some of them aren't good. You know, and there's no way to just not have those. We have it. And it is a part of who we are now. So, but I get the fact that even though you have baggage, it is not helpful to be slinging it around.
I don't think you should fling that around.
Yeah. It wouldn't be benefit you to always be talking about. And one of the things in specific was comparing them to your ex. You know, a bad situation with your ex.
Likes that.
No one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear it. Now, you might, you know, provide that information early on, and then it's done.
Although I would, if it's like negative and horrible, don't share that right away.
No.
Not on a first date. No. That's such a turnoff when you, that's one of the turnoffs. Like, one of the big turnoffs is if somebody
bringing that baggage
baggage off the bat. Now, if you have some things that really happen to you that, you know, later on when you're becoming more intimate and you want to share stuff, then yes. But before that, I would say just don't.
Yes. But, well, and I do know, because I always ask about past relationships in the beginning, but, you know, just to know what happened, you know.
Yeah.
And given that information,
I think it's important to know it.
You can give a real quick boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
You don't have to go on and on about, you know, all the other stuff. And I was watching a video, and I forget the name. I can't think of the name. Maybe I'll put it in. Where the content creator was talking about that, as far as how to talk about past experience, past relationships. And one way she said that she would ask was to ask them not so much what went wrong or what happened, is just to talk about what the good things in the relationship. Yeah, what were the good things in the relationship?
I had heard that before, because I think I would have brought that into first dates.
Yes, I thought
I think I would have used that, because that is a much more positive way to look at it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, you know, you can, and you can bring, you know, the things into, you know, but you just don't bring all the negatives, because you're trying to leave that in.
And everybody has positives in their history too.
Yeah.
Like, so we tend to focus on the negative because that's what probably just happened.
Yes.
You know, otherwise we'd still be married or in a relationship. So, yeah.
And you're still carrying it. Yeah. And for people that are carrying it to the extent that they can't separate it, then you probably want to get some help. You know, do some, you know, if you can't seek professional help, then do some self-awareness, you know, because that's always going to be a roadblock for you if you can't separate that. Okay, so that is another
what do we own now?
We're on number 4. Number 4 is the inconsistent communication. Like an OLD, like when you're messaging and they specifically say, like, you know, you're messaging, everything's good, and then you fizzle out and then no response. Now, I know I've done that before.
That's the fizzle.
I've done that. I've had that happen to me, and I've done it. You know, that's why I think
that's part of the, like you like to say, part of their culture.
It is. It is, but that also can. Oh, and they also said not wanting to meet women that don't want to meet. And when I first started, I didn't want to meet because I was apprehensive about meeting men. So there are, depending on where you are in your stage of, you know, of dating, that may be a thing, you know, because of that. It could be scammers scamming you.
If you're if you are in your 50s and some 20-year-old model wants to talk to you but don't want to meet up, it might be a scammer.
It's a scam, Sam. It's a scam. And I can see how that would be so frustrating to where you would complain about it. But it's a scam.
But maybe you should look at women your own age.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But then if you're after young girls, and I don't want you to be seeking me out.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And we don't want our other girlies to be entertaining folks that are going after the young girls. But for the men that are complaining about that, then you're dealing with scammers. And they're not even women anyway, they're boys.
Yeah.
So...
in another country.
And yes. And I don't even speak your language. So, you know, you deal with that how you deal with it. The complaint about that, yeah. Okay. There are some women, because like I said, I know I was apprehensive in the beginning, and I deliberately sought men that were out of state. But I know maybe there's some women that are just apprehensive about meeting strange men they don't know. There's safety issues for us. We were talking about meeting, and you could just be, you know, scared or apprehensive and, you know, have reservations. So yeah, that thing happens, and it happens in the culture. Like Annalie was saying, it's just part of culture. But most
often that is a scam.
Oh yeah. If they don't want to meet, and it's a 20-year-old and you're in your 50, 60, man, that's a scam. Stop. It's a scam, Sam. But yeah, so for us, as far as, you know, I don't know what the resolve is for that, because that's just how things work. You could be texting someone and maybe have 3 people you're texting, and then you focus on the one, you know? I mean, you could let them know, okay, I'm going to be focusing on, I mean, that's something you could do or could not. It is a part of the culture. It happens to everybody. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. It just is.
It just is.
It just is. And when you're in this realm, you got to get your mind right about the things that are going to happen.
And I think actually a lot of these complaints we're talking about are the same complaints
we have
on the other side when we're dealing with OLD. So
so it's just the culture of OLD. Yep. Okay, number 5. Number 5. Oh gosh, this one is dishonesty about appearance.
Filters with the ears
and the whiskers and just your glory day photo when you were a cheerleader back in high school. You know, and this is the big, I'm going to say, almost every man I've ever met, has said that. Has said this.
Yes.
Almost every man I've ever met.
The worst case I ever heard of was a guy that said that he had gone on a date with someone that he had met on online dating, and they were meeting up at this restaurant. This woman walks up to him that he's never ever seen, like a totally different person, not even
right.
at all. And she said, well, I used my friend's photo for safety.
Catfish.
Safety.
No. And I've heard that. I know. And I have heard that before. Somebody was telling me something about, using someone else's photo for safety. I don't know what safety precaution that would be.
It's not unsafe for the friend. Like, why are you
in it? Why is she getting in it?
Yes, that's horrible.
So you want to be kept safe, but you're keeping your friend unsafe. That's why it makes no sense. That's just malarkey.
Yes.
It's malarkey. You got to call it what it is, girls. If you're doing that, it's malarkey. And it's only going to set you up for problems. And we're talking about, our goal is to self-care, make sure our mind and our emotional state is where it needs to be to make the best decisions. And if we're causing trouble for ourselves, then we're not doing that.
Oh, as a woman, you're going to hurt your own feelings
every time
you're putting out a picture that does not resemble you.
Yes. If you're doing the young pictures and then you're showing up present day, there's some guys out there that are not nice.
They're not nice.
They will say some horrible things.
And then you're going to feel bad about yourself.
Yes.
And it's just not going to be good. Nobody's going to be happy. Everybody's hurt. No.
And it's not good for
It's not worth it. If somebody likes you, they're going to like you for you. So go with that.
And like I say, all you need is that one guy. You don't need to be trying to attract everybody, because everybody is not for you. And all you want is one. All you need is that one guy. And you need to present authentic as who you are. Otherwise, you're fake. And you got to look at it. And that's one of those things they're saying. They're complaining about unrealistic. Wanting things that you're not doing yourself. If you're setting a younger photo or a heavily filtered photo, then would you have a problem if someone did that to you? Like, we got to keep this thing cute. You know, we got to show up as we are and do it with confidence.
Keep it real.
All you need is that one guy. That's it. And I don't care how long it takes.
Yeah.
All you need is that one guy. There is
one or good. None. Like, because that's the thing. Like, you don't want to attract people that aren't going to be into you.
Yes, because you're just, and then now you're thinking, oh, I'm rejected. Oh, I can't get, no. One guy. And you got to show your authentic self, because that one guy wants your authentic self.
Yeah.
Because everything else is superficial. And you just setting yourself up for trouble. And that is the biggest complaint that they have, is that unrealistic, the picture.
That's definitely the one, the biggest one I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard it almost every time. Person I've met. They have said that. So you got to come as you are, or just don't do it at all. I'd rather not do it at all.
I would rather not
than to do that. And I hope there's,
because I would just get my feelings hurt. It would just be awful. So no.
Right. Yeah. It's not good. That's not good. No bueno. No bueno.
No. Where are we at?
And was that 5? I don't know. It had to be 5. So this must be 6.
Yep.
Okay. 6. Oh, well, this is a part of the other one. I think I jumped the reluctant to meet in person. I think we already talked about that. I may have jumped the gun. And that's the scam.
Yes, that's the scam.
Okay, so I guess I went
some
out
of
of order.
these did kind of blend.
Yeah, they did kind of go together. Okay, so then I guess I'll say 7. Too focused on checking boxes. That we're too focused on checking boxes.
I'm gonna own that. Yes. Yes, we are. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
And within that, I think I was too involved with looking for red flags. If that also maybe fit into that somehow.
Yes.
Or maybe that's with the pickiness. Maybe that was the picky one. Whatever number that was.
Fit in either I don't one. Know. It could fit in either one.
But probably I did too much checking boxes and too much looking for red flags, which I think would maybe be the picky.
Yes.
So I will say that yes, that is possible. Yeah.
Because you got to know what you want. Yeah. And again, just because they complain about it, it doesn't mean that something wrong.
Also shouldn't, like if you have some certain wants,
right, then you have some sort of that. Yes. So just because everything they complain about, it doesn't mean we have to or we're obligated to adjust. Now there's some things, we need to we need to straighten up.
And I think it's worth compromising on things.
Yes. But
some things you shouldn't compromise on. There are some things that yes, and then some things no, do not.
Right.
Don't jump into, like, if you get out of a relationship that was controlling and horrible,
right?
You don't have to compromise and go with someone that's controlling and just exactly like what you just came out of.
Just because they are there and willing.
Yeah. So,
and you have to have boundaries, and it's important that you know what you want. You know what you want that is reasonable, and you got to be realistic, obviously, but you got to know what you want. My deal breaker, our values have to align. We have to have aligned value, and I'm not compromising on that. So I'm not too big on the physical so much, but our values, you got to have integrity. You can't be a way that I can't respect you and be with you. I can't do that. So that is hard and fast for me. I can't bend on that. So there are some things.
I think, there's some things that people have that they're not going to compromise on. And then there are some things that are more flexible.
Yes. Yeah. So, and like I said, just because they're complaining about it don't mean
you do you.
Yeah. Yeah. But just know that these are some of the issues that are out there. And because I know we have our complaints list.
Yes,
and it mirrors some of this stuff.
I think
really,
it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with some added.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So let us know what you guys think about this.
Yes.
Make sure you add your comments.
Yes. And if there are any that you guys have heard that are recurring things that maybe we didn't touch on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially you guys. If you have any more complaints.
Oh, yeah.
We want to see
we
those.
We have a male subscribership.
Yeah. We are on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yes.
And we need subscribers.
Yes. So we're trying to get to 500.
We love all of our subscribers.
Yes, we
appreciate that. We appreciate you guys. And make sure you like, thumbs up. And until next time, don't forget to live.
Laugh
and connect.
I'm still gonna do my heart. I don't care that it doesn't go. I'm still gonna do it.
Everyone,
bye.
Oh.